Hi there, I'm so glad you're here. Have you ever looked around your home and thought, why does it feel so busy, even when it's technically clean? That was me. For a long time, I couldn't figure it out. I wasn't drowning in laundry or dishes, but something about my space still felt loud, heavy, and hard to keep up with. And then it hit me. It wasn't the mess. It was the stuff I thought was making the house look nice. The layered throw pillows, the candle displays, the little basket signs and finishing touches. They weren't helping. They were quietly adding to the mental weight I carried every single day. This video isn't about throwing everything out. It's about seeing clearly, spotting the hidden clutter disguised as decor. And today I'm sharing 12 things I let go of that instantly made my home feel calmer and easier to care for. If your house has ever felt overwhelming for reasons you couldn't name, I hope this gives you a little clarity. Starting with the first item I wish I'd questioned a whole lot sooner. Let's start with the first kind of item I think most of us hold on to without even realizing it. The decor we bought because someone else had it. You saw it in your friend's entryway or in a photo online. It looked beautiful there, so you brought one home. But instead of bringing you joy, it just kind of sits there, taking up space, making you feel like you should love it even if you don't. That's a quiet kind of clutter. Not loud, not messy, just something that lives in your home but never really fits in your life. Here's a question that helped me let go of so many things. If no one ever saw this wood, I still keep it. I asked myself that with a trendy blanket ladder I bought 2 years ago. Everyone had one. It looked amazing in photos. But in my small living room, it was always in the way. I never draped anything on it. It just stood there, collecting dust and expectation. When I let it go, I didn't miss it. I just felt relief, like I'd stopped pretending my house needed to look a certain way. And the funny thing is, once you start seeing what doesn't belong, you also start seeing what needs to change to make cleaning feel easier. There's a simple rhythm to keeping things tidy without always tidying, and if that's something you've been craving, just wait. I'm sharing that rhythm in tomorrow's video, and honestly, it changed how I clean forever. Don't miss it. Next, we're going to look at something that might actually be shouting at you from your own walls even if you haven't noticed it. Let's talk about the second kind of decor that quietly clutters your space. Signs, quotes, or any wall art with words. Have you ever walked past a wall in your home and felt overstimulated but couldn't quite say why? Maybe there's a framed quote, then another, then a wooden cutout that says family or gather or something equally sweet. It's not ugly, but somehow it feels like too much like the walls are talking at you all day long. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Words are visual noise. Even if you think you're tuning them out, your brain is still processing them every time you walk by. And when life already feels busy and noisy, even good words can make your home feel louder than it needs to be. Try this small reset. Choose just one quote that actually means something to you and let it stand alone. Maybe it's something your mom used to say, or a line that grounds you when your brain is racing. Let that one sentence breathe and let your walls breathe with it. I used to have a gallery wall in my kitchen with 5 signs. One said, "But first coffee." Another said, "Home is where the heart is." They were cute, but they weren't me. Now I keep just one, a plain quiet frame with the word enough. And honestly, that one word gives me more peace than all 5 signs ever did. And once your walls stop yelling at you, you'll notice your whole space feels gentler. That brings us to the next item, something you touch every day but probably haven't questioned in years. This next one hides in plain sight, usually on your vanity or bathroom counter. It looks organized, it spins, it has compartments, but it also quietly invites you to buy more than you actually need. I'm talking about those multi-tiered makeup organizers, the ones that seem like a dream solution until they're overflowing with products you forgot you had. I used to have one. It made me feel like I had my life together. But slowly it turned into a magnet for clutter. I'd see an empty slot and feel like I should fill it. Lip balm, I didn't need another tube of mascara, a random serum I saw on sale. The more compartments I had, the more excuses I gave myself to keep things I didn't use. Here's what changed everything for me. I downsized to one small makeup pouch. Just one. It fits inside a drawer. And now, if something doesn't fit in the pouch, it doesn't stay. I rotate items seasonally, but I no longer keep 5 versions of the same product just in case. The freedom is real. I don't waste time digging for something buried at the back. I know exactly what I have, and I use what I love. That's it. And the interesting thing is this logic doesn't just apply to makeup. Next, we're looking at a home favorite that many of us love the idea of, but barely ever use in real life. The 4th item on this list might be sitting on your shelf right now, looking cozy and completely unused. Let's be honest, when was the last time you actually lit one of those decorative candles? Many of us keep candles as part of our decor, grouped in trios placed on trays staged near books. And yet, they stay untouched for months, sometimes years. They look good in photos. But in real life, they collect dust, take up surface space, and silently make cleaning harder than it needs to be. And if they're scented, especially cheap ones, they might also be filling your air with things your body doesn't need. That warm vanilla or clean linen smell. It comes with synthetic fragrance, which means phthalates, which means hormone disruption. Not worth it. Here's what I do. Now I keep one candle I actually burn. It's unscented, clean burning, and I use it intentionally in the evening after the kids go down when the house is quiet. No more decorative clusters. No more wax dust. Just one simple light I enjoy. And if you miss the glow, try a rechargeable LED candle. No mess, no guilt, no chemicals, just the vibe minus the visual clutter. Now, if candles are your thing and you truly use them, of course, keep them. But if you're just dusting them every week, you might be keeping a chore, not a comfort. Next up, we're moving into the kitchen to tackle something that's supposed to be functional, but often ends up doing the exact opposite. The 5th item might look harmless, even pretty at first. You know, a glass bowl on the dining table, a little dish near the door, something decorative in the middle of the kitchen counter. It probably started out with the best intentions, some fruit, a few wrapped candies, maybe pine cones during the holidays. But give it a few weeks, and suddenly it's holding a spare key. No one remembers some dead batteries, maybe a random charger, or a piece from a toy set that no one claims. And the worst part, it just stays there. We don't deal with it. We just walk past it 100 times a week, each time thinking, I'll sort that later. I used to have this oversized glass bowl in the middle of our dining table. I thought it made the space feel more styled. But over time, it became this weird halfway zone. Not decor, not storage, just stuff. One day I picked it up, put it in the cabinet, and instantly the whole table looked calmer. I hadn't even wiped it down. It just looked better because it was empty. If something doesn't have a real job, it ends up becoming clutter. Quiet, sneaky, slow-building clutter. And these little bowls and dishes, they're like magnets for all the things you don't know where else to put. Now, once you notice one of these catch-all spots, it's like your eyes suddenly open, which takes us right into item 6, because some of the most annoying clutter actually lives in one of the softest places in your home, your bed. This next one hides behind something we all want, a cozy, welcoming bed. But when it starts taking up your energy every single morning just to put it back together, it's no longer cozy, it's just a chore. So let's call it what it is. Item 6, too many bed layers. I used to believe a proper bed meant shams, decorative pillows, throws, perfectly folded layers. It looked lovely in photos, but it didn't hold up to real life. Between laundry days, kids jumping on the bed, and mornings when I was already behind the layers made everything feel heavier. Eventually, I had to ask myself, am I making this bed for comfort or for appearances? I packed up the extras kept, just a top sheet and one comforter. That's it. Now I make my bed in under a minute. It looks calm, it feels clean, and I don't dread it anymore. It's funny how something soft and pretty can quietly become pressure. And when you start removing that pressure, you free up more than just your hands. You free up your mind too. That same quiet pressure, it shows up in another spot. We often overlook the little furniture pieces that are supposed to be cute but never seem to serve a real purpose. We'll go there next. This next one might not seem like clutter because technically it's furniture. But sometimes what takes up space isn't just stuff, it's stuff with no real job. So here we are at item 7, those cute little tables or shelving units that exist just to look styled. Maybe it's a narrow table by the hallway or a tiny shelf tucked between chairs. You placed it there thinking this will look nice. And now it holds 2 frames of candle you never light, maybe a fake plant that's starting to fade. But here's the problem, it's not being used, it's just being wiped. Every week you're dusting something that doesn't serve you. It's one more surface to manage, one more thing to walk around, especially in smaller spaces where every inch matters. I had a side table like that in our living room. It made sense on paper, a spot for books or drinks, but in reality, we never touched it. Eventually, I moved it out, and suddenly the room felt more open. I didn't even realize how often I'd been walking around it or bumping into it. When you remove a piece that doesn't serve you, you create more room to breathe. And sometimes that's all we really need, less to clean, less to walk around, less to mentally hold. Speaking of mental load, let's look at something that clutters your space and your mind but only shows up once a year, and somehow still sticks around way too long. Let's talk about number 8. And this one might surprise you because it feels harmless. But sometimes even books, the thing we're told is always good to have, can quietly become decor clutter. I'm talking about coffee table books. The ones you bought because they look classy, big, heavy, maybe with a glossy cover and titles like Interior Inspirations or The Art of French Living. They look great on Instagram, but in real life, they're rarely open. They collect dust. And if you have kids, they probably get used as ramps for toy cars more than anything else. And then there's the fake books, the hollow ones that say Chanel or Paris or dream in gold letters. I get the aesthetic, I really do. But at some point, I had to ask myself, why am I keeping something that looks like a book? But isn't I used to stack 3 of them on our living room ottoman? And every night I'd move them just to put my feet up. One day I realized I wasn't enjoying them. I was working around them. Now I keep one real book that I actually read. Sometimes it changes week to week. Sometimes it's the same for a month. But it's real. It's used. And it belongs. That's the thing. If an object isn't being used or loved, it's just decoration. And not all decoration deserves a permanent place. Which brings us to item 9, a kind of decoration we walk on, sit on, sleep under, but rarely question. Let's talk textiles. This one might not look like clutter at first, but it's the kind that slowly builds visual noise and takes more energy than it's worth. Item 9 is all the decorative textiles you're not actually using. Throw blankets that never move, pillows that get tossed on the floor every night, table runners that collect more crumbs than compliments. I used to have 5 throw pillows on our couch. They looked nice in theory, but by the end of the day, they were always on the ground. The kids would sit down, push them aside, and leave them. I'd put them back only for it to happen again tomorrow. Same with table linens. I had a long runner on our dining table that made everything feel done, until we started eating. Then, it became one more thing to stain, to shift, to wash. Eventually, I simplified. 1 throw blanket, the one we actually use, 2 pillows that stay in place. That's it. And you know what? The room still looks good, but more importantly, it feels easier to live in. Because when something looks nice but adds stress, it's not helping. It's just one more thing on your list. And when you start clearing the things that quietly ask for your attention, you start noticing what else makes your space feel tight. It's not always about the soft stuff. Sometimes it's the tall, bulky pieces that dominate a small room more than we realize. Let's move to item 10 and talk about vases branches and why height can feel heavier than clutter. And now with item 10, we're talking about something tall, elegant, and secretly overwhelming those oversized vases and dried branches that look so beautiful in photos. You know, the ones they frame a sofa perfectly in a magazine or stand gracefully in a corner on Pinterest. But in real life, especially in a smaller home, they often feel out of place. They make a room feel heavier, like the air can't move around them. I had one next to our couch for almost 2 years, a tall ceramic vase filled with pampas grass. It looked stylish, sure, but every time I vacuumed, I had to move it. The kids brushed past it constantly. The stems collected dust I could never really clean. It became one of those things that looked nice for everyone else but annoyed me every single day. One afternoon, I just took it out. The corner felt wider. The room felt lighter. It was such a small change, but I could breathe again, literally. If a piece of decor makes you step around it, avoid it, or sigh every time you see it, it's not helping your home, it's owning it. Decor should blend with your life, not compete for attention. And speaking of things that compete for attention, let's move to item 11, something that blocks light more than you realize, what's sitting right on your windows. Now we're at item 11, and this one might be stuck right to your glass. Window clings frosted decals patterned films that were meant to add privacy, but ended up stealing your light. At first, they feel helpful. Maybe they block a neighbor's view or hide a cluttered space, but slowly, without realizing, they turn your room dim. And a dim room, even a clean one, often feels closed in heavier than it should. I had frosted film on our bathroom window. It blocked the view, yes, but also the sun. Every morning the space looked gray. One day I peeled it off just to see, and instantly everything felt fresher, like the room could breathe again. You don't need to strip every window, but try this pick, just one. Take off the cling, open the curtains, let the light in. Then pause, stand in the space. You might notice the room feels cleaner even though you didn't declutter a single thing. Light doesn't cost a cent, but it changes everything. And now let's wrap this list with item 12, one final thing that's probably still hanging around long after the season ended. And finally, item 12, the seasonal decor that somehow never made it back into the box. It starts with good intentions. I'll pack this up on the weekend. But suddenly, it's July and the pine cones from Christmas are still sitting on the console table. We stop noticing it after a while, but it's still there quietly, making the room feel busier than it is. I had a spring wreath on our front door that stayed well into fall. It wasn't even bothering me until I realized it clashed with everything else I was trying to keep simple. Decor that's meant to bring joy for a few weeks ends up overstaying and becoming background noise. A quick habit that helps: when one season ends, give yourself 5 minutes to walk through the house. Just look around and ask, does this still belong here? If it's tied to a holiday or a mood that's long gone, pack it up, because even 1 or 2 outdated items can throw the whole space off rhythm. It's not about being Pinterest perfect. It's about keeping your home feeling current, light, and lived in, not stuck in last December. That's it. 12 little things that might be quietly cluttering up your home. The fake plants, the empty jars, the seasonal decor that's been out way too long. Small items, but they add up fast. And no, you don't need to tackle all 12. Not today. Just one small shift, one thing you decide to put away can start changing how your space feels. If even one of these made you glance around and think, yep, that's me, that's already a win. And if you're wondering how some people manage to keep their homes neat without always being in cleanup mode, there's a way of thinking and living that makes it feel almost effortless. In tomorrow's video, we'll talk about simple habits from a culture known for its calm, uncluttered homes. And honestly, I think it might change the way you see your space. If this felt helpful, you can tap like it lets me know what truly supports you. And if you want more ways to feel calm and clear at home, hit subscribe. You deserve a space that works with you, not against you.